Welcome to Zen in a Moment, episode 33 with Zen Crier DeBrook. So I've been in the middle of moving from one state to another, about 1,900 mile trip. And I have a big house with lots of stuff. Even though I keep trying to be minimalist, I have stuff that we actually use. And it's amazing what happens when you have kids, right? So it's been a really long 3-week process. And there's some things that I remembered about the internal guidance system that I want to share with you over the next few days. And then we're going to get back to our series on fear and how fear is at the base of all suffering, mental suffering. So here's the deal. Whenever you have resistance, you're closed. I'll say that again. Whatever you have resistance, you're closed. So the way that this showed up for me is I have two big Achilles heels when it comes to using the internal guidance system. Number one is obligation. If I spend a lot of time researching something with you or trying to make something work with you, and it's not feeling right, if you've spent enough time with me, I have in the past, I should say, I think I've shifted that, but I will move forward anyways out of a feeling of obligation. And every time I've done that, it's never worked out. All right. And then the second one is around time and, time and money, I should say. So maybe there's three. And money I've conquered a lot over the years, unless I'm in a pressure situation where someone's trying to get more money out of me, and it may be needed. I'm not saying that they're not trying to take advantage of me, but I get I close when I think that I can't do that, or that's too much, or wait, they're changing it on me, or any of that. And I get a closing, which means what I'm thinking is not true or not going to happen. And I've done really well at being able to shift those thoughts in the moment in negotiations and working with people. And then the last one is time. Time is where I have people who want something from me, support, help, and I'm really generous with my time. But if I'm in a crunch, like I had been with this move where I've got a deadline to move out of the house and there's a lot to do, I will have closing thoughts around that. The reason why I'm saying this is because I noticed in the midst of this, I did really well at staying centered and present and open and playful and connected and loving with the whole process. Even when times got tough, I was able to turn it into a lighter situation. However, when somebody would bring something up that was a change that I wasn't ready for, my knee-jerk reaction was, no, we can't do that. And I would realize that I was closed most of the time and shift it and be like, okay, wait, I just closed. We can do that. How? And then we start talking. And then there was quite a few times where I was just too overwhelmed. I almost broke my brain over multitasking. And so I realized that I would say no, because I just couldn't take on another thing to think through. And each time that I pushed through that resistance to the other person's suggestion, it would be not a disaster, but it would be a big hiccup in the move. And I would end up going back to what they had suggested. And so I want you to look in your life with people at work, your significant other, your children, friends that you have that may feel a little overwhelming to you at times, trying to suggest things. When you have an immediate closing that happens in your body that feels almost like a wall coming down and being like, you put up a wall. And it could be about anything. It could be about suggestion for changing something in your home, or something that your kid wants to do that you don't feel they're ready for, or a friend that's trying to point out something to you that is valid and you don't want to hear it. These kinds of things, that wall that comes down means that you're closed. It's another way to realize that you're closed. And there's an opportunity there for you. Because when we shut down, and I was noticing in the move when I was flowing along, and flow is a very important part of the practice with the internal guidance system, you literally move from opening to opening to opening. That's what the first program of From Stress to Happiness has in it, is learning how to move, not from your mind calculating your day, but from this movement of flow. And I can tell you right now that flow is incredible. We don't have a house yet where we've moved. And I wasn't sure how to do it. My thought, because there's not a lot on the market for renting, and we want to rent for a while. My first thought was to go around to real estate agents. And it just so happened that I was in this little boutique and I was talking to this woman, and her husband came in, and it turns out he's a real estate agent. And I ran him by the idea of putting out a little flyer about our family with some pictures of our interior of our home, and going around to local agents and asking if somebody had pulled their house off the market that wants some rent and a beautifully staged home for the spring. And he said, I have a better idea. And he said, I'll put it out to all the agents through our master list, and I'll get it out to all the offices that are local. And that way I'll just let them contact me, and I'll do this for you. And I asked him what the cost. He said, no, I'll just do it because you're moving to town. And if you do want a real estate agent, I hope you keep me in mind. And now offers are coming to me. So flow is that. I had no reason to be in the boutique. I just had this opening to go check this place out that I wanted to check out. And it was kind of at the end of my day, and I was wandering around after we had unpacked the truck into storage, and this miracle thing happened. So that resistance that I'm talking about, that wall that comes down when somebody else comes to you and they see something, that stops that flow. It stops miracles and synchronicity being the norm for you, right? I had one of the people that helped unpack the truck and is a professional mover here. He had recommended a particular storage unit, and I had already gotten two that were too small. And so we got there with the truck, and I didn't have enough storage space. So he's like, I know, I tried to tell you on Saturday. And that was one of the moments where the wall came down, and I was like, I already got storage. I'm not doing something new. Thank you so much for the offer, but let's just move forward. And I showed up and I felt like an idiot because it was very much too small. But luckily he was right. We got a beautiful big storage that we needed. It fit everything in there. It was easy. And it was one of those moments where the universe was offering me up something that would keep me in flow and have things be continuously being solved before I get to a problem, which flow does. And I had this resistance in my body to the conversation. So look at the resistance you have to conversations. Look at the resistance you have to other people for the next few days, and notice, because stop when you feel that wall, when you feel that closing, when you feel that I can't, I won't, no to another person. There's an opportunity there for you. And that is a sign from your internal guidance system to stop and listen. Stop and listen. All right, I love you guys. If you're interested, I would love to see you in Smart Soul Academy. It's $47 a month, and you get access to everything except for the live group coaching. And for $97, you get to work with me personally in a group coaching session. We try to do at least 5 calls a month. And you get to work with me on these issues that come up where you're like, I can't find an opening. I love you very much. I'm sending you love and blessings. Have a great week. Are you feeling stuck? Are you in your own personal Groundhog Day? I know what that feels like. And I want to let you know, if you're enjoying the Zen in a Moment mini pods, I have something even more profound and powerful for you. I have a community that I've started, Fear Free Human Collective, and there is a free level. It costs nothing to join. In that free level, you'll get a free trial of our 14-day quick start program called the Fear Free Mind Experience. You get the first 4 days of that. And you also get access to our membership area where we have a general discussion where you can meet other people who are using their internal guidance system. And I have a monthly masterclass that I do where we take on a topic every single month where you examine your closings, and I share with you how to get rid of closing thinking. For instance, I know one month that we did is the self-sabotage, all the thinking we have that's negative about ourselves and who we are and what we do and what we're accomplishing and how far along we are in life. And we get together and we will explore that and release all those closings and find openings. I want to have you come and join this program. It's free for you to join. If you want to do more, you can. It's super affordable. But at least come join the free and be around people who are like-minded like you and who are learning to use their internal guidance system. I want to enjoy this with you and have you be a part of this, because if you're listening to this mini pod, you're special and you have something to contribute to the world. And I want to know more about you and what you're here to do. So go to BeFearFreeNow.com and check out what we have to offer. Check out the people in the community. You'll get to see our members in our membership directory, and you're going to you'll find that the people who are attracted to the internal guidance system work are pretty awesome. They're very special. I hope to see you there. I'm sending you love and blessings. Go forth and have an amazing day.